having a housewife is way better than having two parents that can go out there and work. Because I promise you, your child is gonna turn out a fucking anorexic Jeffrey Dahmer like you look like, you motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna fucking...
Qorantos, I'm gonna say right now, you're gonna want to get a Q-tip. You're gonna have to get the sand out of your ears from your Dust Bowl religion that's been filling your brain with trash.
Because again, you brought up my religion, even though this is not even religiously pushed, because my religion has absolutely no restriction on women working. My religion has
New setup, Qorantos, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Looks nice.
So I'm in prison. Okay, I got the bunk bed.
You got.
It's been a tough week.
You the top bunk or the bottom bunk?
Bottom. But usually I'm a top. But you know, it is what it is.
You know, you
have to do your time.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Everybody wants to be on the top bunk, but every once in a while you got to do your time on the bottom bunk, and you know what that's like. That's what you're going to be doing today.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Welcome, both of you. Thank you for joining me for Fight Night. So Fight Night is like my night where I set up a bunch of one-on-one debates, or and you know, I try to make them as blood sporty as possible. And also, people have the option when there's no debates going on to jump on and voice their discontent with people or with things. So, you know, people can air their grievances, things like that. But I appreciate both of you joining me for this debate today. Qorantos suggested it. He suggested that we should debate this statement. And I'm just here to moderate, by the way. So, what Qorantos, his statement is a traditional housewife serves society better than a working woman would. I think this will be a very interesting debate. So maybe we can do like 1-minute openings if you guys want.
Ladies first, Tuna. Go ahead.
Thank you for respecting my gender pronouns for the first time in your life, Qorantos. You know, inshallah. Anyway, so men and women, the workforce, the value of a woman. The simplest way to put this: a woman's place is wherever a woman is most skilled uniquely, whether or not that is in the household as a wife or if that is in the work world as a piece of the production process. The more fluid, the more elastic the structure of society is, the better. Gender and sex have very little to do with it. Nations that are willing to take... No, I'll keep going in here. Nations which are willing to utilize the labor of their people in the way that is most uniquely skilled to the individual and also is able to create a living life that that person is content with, end up doing better. They just end up doing better. Every nation that allows women in the workforce, especially ones that allow a lot of women in the workforce, even if they're mistreating them, even if they're exploiting them, which, Qorantos, don't you want to get in on exploiting the women in a new way? What we're seeing is that these countries have extreme economic gain. They do better in wartime, and they're better at adjusting to giant changes in the market, whether or not that's production changes in the market or changes in supply line due to the new formation. So if that fluidity is coming from people having skills in just a single market, then learning to have different skills, whether or not that's taking care of children or if that's working inside of a factory, or if it's people of many different sexes building a wider span of skills, a more diversely skilled nation is a better nation. Pretty much it.
Okay. First of all, that statement was pretty retarded, so I'm going to spend my opening statement tackling some of the points that you made. First of all, you said that your sex or gender has nothing to do with your contribution to society. As garbage, because if that was the case, then you'd have a bunch of bricklaying women, you'd have a bunch of electrician women, you'd have a bunch of construction working women, which you don't. That's number one. Number two, you're talking about wartime. I'm all fine with women working when the men are at war, dying to protect and save them. I don't have a problem with that. But we're not talking about wartime. We're talking about your average daily life. I believe a woman actually serves her best at home. That her value is the highest, raising children, nurturing the next generation, instead of contributing to the shit fucking stinking BS of some rich dude's company. I believe that it is fucking retarded to take men and women and just make them slaves of what men are already fucking slaves to. And adding women onto it just helps the fucking systems that you hate already, I assume. I think that's pretty stupid. I think that's pretty useless. I believe that life should actually be made easier in a way that we could go back to being able to support a household by having one person's income. And I believe a woman's place is at home raising the children. That's my statement.
Awesome. We'll just open it up then.
Cool.
First of all-
Qorantos. Oh, do you mind if I reply to something really quick?
Go
You
on.
said that you would think that it would be better if. You would think it would
I
be better
know.
if.
I
No,
know.
Let me get into a point here, though, Qorantos. It would be better if the economy was in such a place where it was able to be supported by a single member of the household. Can I just go ahead and pull up an image for you? Qorantos, can you confirm that this is a tweet of your own? I believe it is.
Yes,
As
it
a
is.
small creator who makes around $300 on a great month, having Twitch take damn near 60% is rough. Twitch needs competition. So,
Which supports my fucking point. Twitch needs to go back to minimum 70-30 split because it's a fucking absolute crime that they take 50% of what I fucking worked for. That exactly supports my fucking point. That they take the money that we worked for. And now, instead of paying you your fair fucking wage, your fair compensation, they want to bring women into the fucking fold so they could scam them too. And that's all you're for. Women exploitation. You think I'm the one who wants to exploit women? No, buddy. That's fucking you and your people. That fucking bitch and moan about how it's all unfair and how men are getting scammed, women are getting scammed, people are not getting paid what they're due. Yet you want to get women into this. Why would I get women onto this burning fucking ship? Why would I do that?
Qorantos, I'm gonna say right now, you're gonna want to get a Q-tip. You're gonna have to get the sand out of your ears from your Dust Bowl religion that's been filling your brain with trash. This is what you need to realize. It's not what is ideal, it is what is needed. Clearly, having a working woman in your life is probably the only thing that's keeping your house afloat. Because I sure know that if it wasn't for your mother and maybe the father that she works very hard to keep happy, that you wouldn't even have a roof over your head. $300 a month, man?
That's what I do.
Why should anybody?
How the fuck are you supporting my points? Literally, having a stay-at-home mom, having a housewife is way better than having two parents that can go out there and work. Because I promise you, your child is gonna turn out into fucking anorexic Jeffrey Dahmer like you look like, you motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna fucking work out.
Work for you.
It absolutely
it's
did.
Not working
it
for
absolutely
you.
Did. It absolutely
It didn't.
did.
Here, well, no, Qorantos, I want to say right now. So you're a man. What if instead there was a man inside of the house teaching you skills instead of having you pursue your dreams of a Twitch career that isn't even paying well?
First of all, if you believe that women are getting exploited, if women are getting exploited,
hell
in the
yeah,
workforce,
they are.
Why
hell
the fuck?
Yeah, they are.
Then why the fuck would I send a woman out there? Why would I not send a man out there?
Exploited. To be exploited. Are
So
you
want
kidding
women,
me?
so you want women to be exploited? Is that what you're advocating for right now? You want women to be exploited for this guise of at least she's free enough to work? Because again, you brought up my religion, even though this is not even religiously pushed, because my religion has absolutely no restriction on women working. My religion has absolutely no restriction on women working at all. And again, random point. I've been enjoying smoking on that fucking soy stinny pack. Okay? And you can fucking join him in hell because you fucking cucks, you spineless fucking liberal cucks, think that you're somehow manlier. And of course, you crave to be manly because there has never been a second of your fucking life where you had a higher fucking level of testosterone compared to a fucking 10-year-old girl, okay? And you want to feel manlier by chatting shit about Islam because you realize that every red pill dude, every single fucking person online is afraid to talk shit. But guess what? A fucking retard soy city poked the hornet's nest and now is crying about getting hate He's crying about being bullied. He's like, Twitter, Elon, please. I reported so many of these guys. Please ban them. I'm getting attacked. It's like I can go out of my way to antagonize somebody. If can punch me in my mouth, and now I'm crying about it. Hey, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and you can join him too, you retard.
Qorantos, you're not having a conversation with me. You've been haunted by the Yakubian devil again. You can't tell us apart. You're so confused. Oh my God, who am I talking to? Am I talking to Stoyski?
Yo, Cucks look alike. You look just like him. How the f would I know who's who? You need to state your name every 10 seconds.
You look like everybody. Hey,
how the fuck do I differentiate?
You look like every other fucking person in prison, don't you? So how about you shut up, you bottom bunk bitch?
Of course they fucking wear masks in prison and sunglasses. Sure, of course that doesn't work. You know that, right? That doesn't fucking work with your pedo mustache. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Oh,
you look like everybody on the sex offender list, buddy.
This is what people. No, this is.
Yeah, you look like everybody on the sex offender list. I promise you, you do.
Keep in mind, this is what people on the top bunk look like. These are the people that are fucking your ass.
And you know who's on the bottom bunk? A fucking 12-year-old, okay? You fucking sex offender, because that's what you look like. If I look like some goddamn prisoner, you look like a goddamn PDF file.
Qorantos, I want you to realize you're not a 12-year-old just because your budget looks like a 12-year-old's. You are actually a grown adult.
Find me a 12-year-old who makes $300. I'll find you an easy lick, because I'm robbing that nigga, because I'm shameless. But yeah, go on. Go back to explaining how women need to be exploited in the workforce, because that's somehow liberating.
Well, no, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. So women are going to be exploited no matter what. The point is not whether or not they're exploited or not, because they are exploited inside the household as well. The question is whether or not they get to choose who's exploiting them. Stardust here got to choose a couple of exploiters, one of which is a woman. She's retiring from YouTube right now, and she's picked also a male superior to be subordinated by. She gets to have the bisexual dream, right? But if she had only one purpose in her life, which is to have you pump her full of cum, and then for her to shit out a baby and take care of it while you were away, what would she have? She would have no choice to be exploited by whichever person is fertile enough to hold her down. And what if you, because we already know you as a man, it's a risk of the dice whether or not it's a man that's able to make or not $300 an hour or more. So every once in a while, a civilization needs to deal with an economic depression where men are obsessed with their dreams like little pixies walking in the wild leaves. They want to make $300 a month because, oh, this is the thing I want to do, Well, guess what? Women are more reasonable. Women go to the job that pays them more often than not. Women are willing to give up on their dreams way easier than a man does.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you're telling so where does the exploitation happen then? So you're telling me that there's this systemic exploitation where women, regardless of how hard they work, regardless of their sacrifices, regardless of what they do to fucking earn more than men or earn their fair fucking compensation, are not getting it because the system is designed to always pay them less than their male contemporaries. That is fucking proven.
No,
that does not exist anywhere. It is fucking illegal.
I don't give a shit about the fucking pay gap.
It is fucking illegal.
I don't care about the pay gap.
You're talking with the fucking
okay. So then it's a moot point saying that women are being exploited because men are being exploited too. Men are being exploited too. So at the end of the day, if men and women are being exploited, what is the point of even bringing it up? What's the point of even bringing it up? It's pretty fucking retarded. That was a useless point.
Cue ball. I need you to listen.
Congratulations. You know how to write cue.
I need you to listen.
Listen to me.
I want to hear your ears be open.
You need to understand. I'll let you speak. Shut the fuck up, Jeffrey Dahmer. Let me pop off. You said that women are being exploited.
Do you know what Jeffrey Dahmer did with his victims?
Congratulations, buddy. Men are being exploited too. That does not fucking support your fucking idea of having them exploited as well. And I would rather a woman actually give birth, which is the greatest thing any fucking human could do, and raise a child than be exploited by some dipshit while she's fucking earning nothing. Get the fuck out of here. One seems like a way better deal than the other to me.
All right, Qorantos, you've exploited my years long enough, Qorantos. Let's let Tunachip get in here just for a little bit, all right?
Yeah, of course you need the woman to stand up for you, you fucking Tunachip soft ass bitch. Man up! Speak up for yourself.
Okay, I'm surprised that you have this much reception inside of prison. So, while you're clacking this thing against the bars for a little moment, being sad that you've been gated away from the conversation for a bit, let me get this out. Number one, you are her boss if she's not in the workplace, right? You're her boss. You're the person who provides the means for her to live. And right now, you're making $300. Wouldn't it be better if women, in their ability, their mental capacity, which is totally able, as you've admitted, that they'd be able to choose a better exploiter, right? Because I'm not talking about being exploited due to a pay gap. I'm talking about being exploited as in she's gonna die if she doesn't eat or not. And there are people that have the ability to say, well, if you do X for me, you can eat. It's about the means to keep her alive. The current world is structured under a sense that those who have get to control those who don't have, right? Obviously, you're a victim of that system in multiple ways, upstairs and downstairs. Now, what we're going to be looking for in a woman's choice of life is how much agency does she have inside of her exploitation? And when it comes down to it, the democratic model, which allows women to either be filled with cum and turned into brood mares, or for them to slave away at the target, put in little plastic bags and filling them with toiletries, that women tend to choose the latter if they want to do that until they get the economic support to do the former. So if you really want women, and this is going to be hard for you, if you really want women to get pregnant, you're going to have to make more than $300 a month, buddy. And that's a great month for you.
First of all, here's your problem. Here's your problem. You're blinded by thinking that I'm only speaking for myself and myself alone. I'm speaking for everybody when I say this. First of all, you need to be able to financially provide for your wife. That is an obvious. I have already stated this, right? So your little cute digs at me do not work because I am not married, neither am I in a fucking relationship. So it doesn't work. That's number one. Number two, your whole idea of being able to pick your exploiter is one of the most retarded points ever. Because at the end of the day, you just said that a woman needs to build up her wealth to fucking marry. And then what? And then what?
I didn't say she has to build up her wealth. What I'm saying...
No,
I'm not saying that...
What are you saying?
That the woman needs to build up her wealth. No. Listen to me. What I'm saying is that you are living in ideal land. You are living in your little dreamland where men are.
Maybe in the West it is. Maybe in the West it is, where you guys have been so f***ed over that you can't afford anything without having your fucking children work now. Okay. Because I heard about I heard about the child fucking labor fucking exploitation happening in Alabama. Okay, so you motherfucker have to you need to get your kids to start working these days in the West to be able to afford for your family. But in most of the world, one person could do the job. He could do it.
We raped your nation for everything it was worth, Qorantos. Every Islamic nation is robbed blind of all of their resources because we have the type of economic model that allows us to go to war and win, because our women are in the military, our women are in the jobs, they are making bullets that go through the heads of your children. So if you think that you're on the winning side economically, if you think that you have the model that is making a better life for people, you're fucking blind as your goddamn glasses make you look.
You guys spent how much was it? $3 trillion on the war in Afghanistan.
That's how much money we have.
And you lost to a bunch of dudes that jump around mountains like it's Fortnite. Don't fucking talk to me about your fucking Western superiority and your fucking power. You guys are bitches. You guys have fucking won nothing since World War II. Don't talk to me about how you guys are fucking powerful, because you're not. And the fastest growing religion on earth is Islam. The fastest growing religion in the West is Islam. The most popular name in the United Kingdom is Muhammad. You don't understand. We are taking over. Your nations are going to become ours. Your name will go from Tunachip to Ali Jafar. You will be colonized. We will take over. America is going to become new Islamabad. You need to just deal with it. You need to accept it. It is going to happen. And you
I
know
love
what?
that you're. I love.
Your women are going to be happier for it because guess where depression is the highest? In your fucking soy lands, where women think that they're boss bitches by being exploited by some dipshit who's not even paying them their fair fucking wage. And you think that's empowerment, and you think that's great, but you don't think it's empowering to actually give birth to your own child to raise the next generation. You fucking
Listen,
pathetic bitch. Just say you don't want children. Just say you don't even have the seed.
Okay.
Give birth to your
Q.
own child.
Let's let Tunachip get in here.
Open your ears.
Yes,
Open your ears, Q. What is your nation? What are the Islamic nations paying their women with again? I believe it was stones. I believe it was bricks for their teeth.
They're paying them with a comfortable life where they don't even have to lift a finger. They just stay home, they cook, they clean, that's it. They don't even have to worry a single day of their lives. Oh, how am I gonna feed the children? How am I gonna keep the roof on top of my head? Where your fucking women are going to work, cheating on your fucking cuck ass with Tyrone and Jackson and Jamal, okay? And you're just fucking there like, hey, my wife is working so hard, and I'm here fucking eating takeout because my wife doesn't cook for me because she comes back tired for getting her back blown out. That's your fucking life. That's what you have to deal with. You're allowed.
I think it's interesting that I got renamed Ali Jaffa from the man who buys his groceries on Alibaba, right? You are so poor. You cannot be talking about what kind of economic model is functional. You are living in a fantasy world, man. Do you know why we haven't won anything since World War II? We haven't had to.
Because you're the quality of men they produce. You're the quality of men the West produces now. You're not the same men that fought in World War II.
We own the world's production because everything that is made is inside of the American economic model. Every citizen of the world.
Don't say we. Don't say we. You are literally the bottom class. You're the bottom class in the United States, okay? You're the one that they step over when they make all of these weapons. You do not benefit a single time from these things. Don't try to take... It's like me saying, hey, I'm a billionaire because there's this one black dude who's a billionaire. Stop. Stop. That's a pathetic reach. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Qorantos, do you know what a labor aristocracy is? It's the fact that the United States workforce, the people that claim themselves the bourgeois, right? The people, the losers that work at the Taco Bell, the people that you're relating me to, these people are actually living a better life than some of the most average people inside of the other nations. That's what's kind of cool, right? The working class of America actually is economically more powerful than some of the most affluent people of many other nations. And why is that?
And they're also some of the most depressed motherfuckers out there. You're not accounting for the fact that these motherfuckers are only a fucking couple $100 emergency away from having their lives completely fucking destroyed. And if you genuinely believe that the quality of life of somebody that works in a fucking Taco Bell is similar to somebody who's a middle-class citizen in some third world nation, then that is so American of you. It actually befits you perfectly. That is a statement that I would expect from somebody like you. I really would.
There's a difference. There's a difference because even
you motherfuckers jump off.
Wait, Qorantos, wait. Let's let Tunachip get in here, okay? Let's let him get in here.
Do you know what the difference is? Is that at least a food bank doesn't have a fucking grenade going through the wall, right? We don't live in a war zone.
Oh my God, at least, you don't live in a war zone? How about you say that to the children in Parkland? How about you say that to the children, to the fucking students in Columbine? How about you say that to all the motherfuckers that get shot up in class? How about that? I've never had to worry about being shot through the head. Were those bullets made by the American woman that you said put bullets through the children?
Some of them very likely.
Well, yeah,
very likely.
Right? You motherfuckers kill each other. You kill each other's children. Get the fuck out of here. Bro,
really
your
quick.
nation is fucking corrupt.
Star, can I get a reread of what the topic for today was? What the question we're trying to answer is?
Yes. True or false? A traditional
Slight memory, by the way.
True or false? A traditional housewife serves society better than a working woman would.
Which societies are doing better? The ones that have working women or the ones that aren't?
And what's your metric on doing? What's your metric? What's doing better?
Let me answer. Let me answer really quick. The ones that have working women, because the entire world has switched towards women working or fallen into absolute obscurity.
Why is that? Why has the world shifted to having women working? Because they milked the men dry. They've exploited the men enough that they now want to exploit a fucking new group. And guess what? It will go from women to children. And then all the world is going to turn into Vietnam and China. Everybody's, because it already has started. It already has started in the West. You have multiple cases of fucking children being found in factories building your fucking scuffed glasses, right? And your Velcro mustache, because that's not real. And I'm doing you the benefit of the doubt by saying it's not real, because that shit is a pedo stash, and I'm helping you out here. But you don't fucking understand. I would rather take an economic hit. I would rather take an L on the economy than have women be exploited as men were for fucking decades. I would rather do that. I would rather women be, quote unquote, exploited within their homes, raise their children, actually have their hard work blossom and grow into something great. That is a grown adult, a grown girl or boy that's going to help their mother in the future. You think these jobs give a fuck about the men and women that are working for them? They'll be looking for any fucking way or reason to fucking let these people go without giving them any pension, any fucking money, nothing. And you have people that spend their entire lives slaving away at these companies and earning nothing.
Free.
I would never want that fucking reality to be on women. Never. F that shit. But that's what you want. That's what you want. And it all in the name of freedom. You're free to choose at least to be exploited. By the way, I've never said that they shouldn't have the choice.
Let's give
I've never said
Tuna.
that.
Let's give Tunachip.
I'm just saying. I've never said that. He's tried to claim on numerous occasions that I made it seem like I want to shackle them to the fucking kitchen. I didn't do that. I'm just saying.
I don't think that you want to shackle them to the. I don't think you want to shackle them to the kitchen, Q. I think what you're saying is that it would be better if they were shackled to the kitchen. That's your actual argument, right? It would be better. No. And I think that listen. I think what you want, and I'm gonna be the most charitable I can to you, okay? Because I think I can. Really, it's not too hard to. Because your idea is pretty simple. You think that in the nature of man, in the nature of woman, there is a difference on the core level. A woman is more fulfilled by motherhood. A man is more fulfilled by being a provider. The only thing I want to tell you right now is that you're living in a fucking fairy tale. You're living in an idealistic notion that is not able to actually survive. There are two things that I can see going on in a world that sticks to this rule stringently. Either it needs to let go of the rule, which is what we've done as a world, or number two, and this is going to be a hard one for you, go extinct, right? Go extinct from being.
Where's number three? Where's number three? Fucking pay men enough to be able to provide for their fucking families. Is that crazy?
That's the interesting thing, though, Q. That's the interesting thing. When's the last time that men were being paid enough for their labor? Can you think of the last? When were they paid enough? I want to know from you. When and where has capitalism ever paid people enough?
I'll tell you when. When men were able to actually fucking provide for their wives and their children, and they didn't need their wife to lift a finger. They didn't need their wife to go fucking work for them. When this push happened to fucking get women into the workforce, let's get women workers. That is the moment where everything went to fucking shit. It's the same thing with student loans. There was a moment in time where people could actually fucking afford to pay for the university education by having a fucking part-time job while attending university. But when the government started fucking giving out student loans, the universities realized, hey, the government's paying for this shit. So how about we fucking bump up the prices and they'll pay? And that's what happened. It's the same idea. When people realized, hey, we could get women in on this fucking grift, this finesse. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do that. And let's pay the men less. That's when.
Can I tell you really quick, Qorantos? This is an important thing for you to understand economically. So I'm hearing you shed a lot of alligator tears, right? I'm seeing you with your fake face about.
I'm not a white woman. I'm not a white woman. Don't say
Wait, Qorantos, wait.
Being disrespected right now. Don't say alligator tears. I'm not a white woman.
Wait. Let's wait for Tunachip to get in here, okay?
Okay, so what I want you to understand is that those bygone eras that you're talking about are periods of time where the exploitation was put onto, drumroll please, the people of other nations. Whether or not you're a citizen or not is the only real question about this exploitation. The model is fundamentally based on exploitation. The question is who's being exploited. Is it going to be the men and women of your nation, or is it going to be the men and women of other nations?
So
if
what's
you're going to
happening
sit
today?
here,
So no, what's happening today? What's happening today? Are men and women of other nations not being exploited for your fucking gain? Huh? Is that not happening today?
No, I'm not claiming that. I'm not claiming that.
So what then?
Listen,
So what then?
because I know you're going to agree because you believe in the Matrix. Cool. What we're moving towards is an internationalist model where the entire world is operating under similar rules and contracts that are more fair. Hey, listen, if you want me to finish my goddamn sentence, you're going to fucking have to wait for me to finish my goddamn sentence because you're not having a fucking scarecrow talk to you. I may look like a swindly little bitch made out of hay blowing in the wind, but I actually have some thoughts and feelings, unlike the women that you keep inside of your kitchen. Now, what I'm trying to say...
You just soy raged on me, by the way.
Wait, Q, come on.
Soy rage. What do you... Oh, I want to hear... Shit rage. Oh, because there's shit particles in your food because you eat with your goddamn hands. No, listen. What I'm trying to say right now, it's an important thing for you to understand. No matter what you do, somebody is being exploited. And as we move away from the imperialism that you tried to pay service towards being anti-imperial earlier, if you want to move away from imperialism, it's always going to fall on the people of your own nation. Because power operates under that hierarchy. If you want to get outside of that, you're not going to be able to do it and then also have these big conceptual aligning factors such as Islam, such as Christianity, such as capitalism at play. Because they are all politic. They are all about redistributing resources amongst people. Now, if you want to find something that's good for all people, that nobody gets exploited, you're going to have to go back to the caveman era, which
I'm
mentally...
not doing that. That's your problem, by the way. You're the one who's doing that. You're the one who keeps saying that somebody's being exploited. At any point, listen to me, at any point in history, people will get exploited.
Wait, let's let Tuna finish, okay?
He's an affirmative action, Andy!
I'm not an affirmative action, Andy.
You're an affirmative action, Andy. Because you fucking let her, she has to step in and play. We need to let them get a word in. You've been fucking bloviating for the past 2 minutes. And I mercifully let you speak. But you're making retarded points. I'm not saying that at any point there will always be exploitation. I'm just saying that today versus back then when a man could provide, sure, were people from other nations, less fortunate nations being exploited? Yes. Are they still being exploited today? Yes. But now, we've added women into the fold. So not only are men and women of your nations being exploited, they're also being exploited in other nations. And that's the fucking problem. I'm telling you, at this point, we need to realize that we're getting finessed. They just want more workers. They just want more fucking consumers. Because if women are working, they're gonna fucking buy shit. They buy shit way more than men to begin with. So they're like, oh my god, we have this untapped fucking market that we need to fucking get into. Women making a bunch of money and making retarded fucking decisions with their money. You know what? We need to fucking give them a voice. We need to get them in the workforce. What I'm saying is, we need to go back to a fucking time and day where people could actually be supported by a single person, that being the man. Why is that fucking crazy? Why is that insane? Why is that so shocking to you? And by the way, you keep bringing Islam into it. Islam has no issue whatsoever with women working. 100% none. So you keep thinking that I get my talking points from Islam. I get my talking points from Red Pill, from the Matrix. All things, by the way, which are false. I really don't. I'm not a Matrix Andy. That's your problem right there. You're assuming shit about me. And second of all I'm saying is, I'd rather be the dude who fucking gets exploited. That's it. Keep it at the dude.
You wanna... Wait, we got to the bottom of it. Wait, Q, you admitted it. Oh, Q, I didn't even know if you would actually say it. You want women to be less exploited because you want to be more exploited. You're jealous. You're jealous of women taking your fundamentally desired role. Do you understand what that is? Do you understand what's going on here? You wish that you were the only... You want to be in a monogamous relationship with capitalism. You want to be the only one that capitalism fucks.
Yes, because I'm man sacrifices. Yes, you're correct. Yes, I'm willing to sacrifice. Yeah, I'm willing to make the sacrifice. I'm willing to actually be over rather than have a woman be fucked over 100%. And it's so insane because you see where I'm coming from. But in the name of giving women freedom to do whatever the fuck they want, which, by the way, I didn't even push back against. I didn't even say that they shouldn't have the choice. I'm saying that they should be incentivized to actually just staying at home. And you know how you can incentivize them to do so? By actually paying men enough to the point where they could provide for women. Because I promise you, you talk to 100 women, 98 of them are going to tell you, I would rather stay at home, be married, and have the dude go out there and fucking work his ass off. 100%. That's what they're going to say. So what's so crazy about that? What's so insane about that? What's so shocking about that? And by the way, if your worry is there's going to be an imbalance, the dude is going to be the one who's making all the money. The woman is going to be reliant on him financially. If she divorces him, she won't have money of her own. You know, because I've heard those arguments before. Guess what? In divorce, she gets 50% anyways. So she's going to be good regardless. She's going to be good regardless. So at the end of the day, my argument has no flaws. I just want to have
I want to break this down for you. Q, I want to break this down for you because you're full of shit. And I'm gonna just try and I'm gonna try and do it as a diagram.
Let's
okay?
let him. Okay.
This is easy. So would you say that you care about women? You care about the quality of life of women?
I do, of course.
All women?
Yes, all women. Yes.
All women. Okay, that's interesting because
even the fat ones. Even the fat ones.
No. This is important. So here on this side, and this doesn't mean the United States. This is just us. Let's say that me and you share a nation. Because I think that theoretically we could pretend that me and you are brothers together inside of a nation trying to create something that is the best for both women. A hypothetical situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a situation where the men are supporting the women. And then over here, these men are also supporting the women. Because you would think all women should be supported by men. That would be the best situation for them. Here's the problem though. You know that this model doesn't actually work enough without exploiting someone else. So what happens then is that their men need to support us. You actually want their men supporting us. You want all men working. But there's a problem here. Oh, wait a second. Men only have actually enough labor to support one or the other. So are they supporting our nation or are they supporting their own women? Because right now, if you implement this, this gets nixed out. These women are desperate and poor and then they have to work. These are the women that you actually want to work. What you care about is our women, but not their women, which means that you don't actually care about women. You care about women that you can put your penis inside of. You actually just care about being more desirable as a man because if you were able to make, this is important, if you were able to make enough money to be desirable as a man, you wouldn't have to wear the ski mask. You wouldn't have to go on Twitch.tv and yell into a mic so hard that it clips. You wouldn't have to be inside of prison right now, temporarily, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, temporarily being the bottom bunk bitch.
Sensei, can I ask you a question?
Go for it, please.
Thank you. Okay, so who's them?
Who's them? Whatever nation that we export our labor onto. So previously,
third world nations, correct?
Any nation.
Sure, but aren't the men in the United States incapable of providing for their women? Where's the exploitation there, right? Because I'm pretty sure that the pink F also needs a circle around it. They also need support.
No. The circle is not about being supported. The circle is me indicating that these are the people that are being affected by the model that you're proposing. These are your changes. Because the circles represent your changes. The arrows down are the natural state of patriarchy in nature. The problem is, and you know what? Me and you might actually be friends on this. Do you want to just end industrial civilization? Is that your goal? Because if so,
I am a big fan of theater.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. But you're not actually going to end it, are you? You're not actually going to end it, are you?
Listen, I'm homeboys with Putin. I could call him. He could send the nukes, and we'll be good. I'm telling you, I have no problem going back to the caveman days. But check this out. I know
right? You've got the plug. You've got the hookup.
You need to understand, right? You need to understand the fact that in today's society, we've just added to the exploitation. I'm not even disagreeing with you that there are people being exploited elsewhere for your gain. If I want the society that I want to fucking have, there probably is somebody else being exploited. Sure. But in this society today, that's pushing for women to fucking go into the workforce, you're just adding one more fucking group to be exploited. So you're not decreasing exploitation in any way. You're just adding onto it.
Not actually true, Q, and I want to go into point number 2, because we're not doing these things without research. That would be embarrassing if neither of us came with any research for this debate. So one of the things that has been found multiple times over when looking into the division of labor is that just like in the household, men and women and their unique skills are actually complementary in production. Women are able to do jobs better that men are bad at, and men are able to do jobs that women are not good at. This is true in all domains of life. So why would it not be true in the productive process? Whenever we're looking at fine motor skills, whenever we're looking at customer service, we're finding that women are naturally, or at least societally, conditioned to be better at these jobs. And the more that the United States, because that's what I'm going to be speaking from the experience of, has moved towards a service economy, the more valuable women have been inside of that economy. Now, I don't know what kind of jobs you're imagining will exist in your ideal society, but I don't actually think that there are that many jobs where every single job will be best worked by a man. So why are we having the men do those jobs when women are better at them? Why would a man do a job that a woman's better at? Can I get that out of you?
Let me answer your question. Do you believe
Sure.
that we should be segregating people, or we should be putting people in places where they're the most efficient and productive?
I think
Because
that answers the prompt. I think that's what answers the prompt. What benefits society the most? Well, what benefits society the most is wherever people are most useful inside of a society. Now, do I think we should be forcing them? No. I think that the best thing to do would be to allow people to do whatever the hell they want. But if the question is what benefits society more,
Take a harder stance. I want you to give me a definitive yes or no. Yes, I would rather have women or people working where they're most efficient, or no, I just would like people to have the freedom to do whatever the they want. Which one do you pick? Which one do you pick?
me,
Yes,
I'm going to
you.
let people do whatever they want.
So your argument is useless to me then, because why the fuck would I care about women being in places where they're more efficient than men? If at the end of the day I'm just letting people do whatever the fuck they want, for the most part they're gonna pick what they like, not what they're super great at. Because we're
Well,
not
actually, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason that it matters is because the burden of proof is actually on you, not on me. Because right now we're talking about the idea that a woman would be better in the kitchen, in the house, behind a bottle of Mr. Clean than she would be inside of the workplace. The workplace is a free, wide market of skills. You're saying this tight section of skills would be better for women to specialize on. So if you're going to say that that's true, I need the burden of proof to come from you, right?
There isn't.
And
I'll tell you.
let me finish my statement. Let me finish my statement really quick, and then I'll toss it. I only have one more sentence. I'm pointing out that women are actually more useful in production than they are in that job more often than not.
Yet you
Go
can't
ahead.
prove that, and that's the problem. And what I would tell you right now is that women, the gap between men and women when it comes to household duties, when it comes to actually raising and nurturing a child, is infinitely, I would say, infinitely greater than the gap between men and women when it comes to customer fucking support. So where women are at their highest peak value is actually at home. That's what I'm arguing. Now, what you and I are arguing, could they be proven? Could you fucking pull a study out of your fucking ass that shows me, hey, in fact, women are way better off being customer support fucking agents than being stay-at-home moms? No, you can't. And neither can I, to be
Actually,
fair.
I can.
No,
Actually,
you
I
can't.
can, Q. I dropped a
pull it
link
up then.
in.
Let me see.
I dropped a link. Hey, I dropped a link in the chat. You can go and open it right now. A bigger boost to growth because women bring new skills to the workplace. The productivity and growth gains from adding women to the workforce by reducing barriers to women's participation, yada yada, are larger than previously thought. Indeed, our collaboration exercise suggests that for the bottom half of the countries in our sample, in terms of gender inequality, closing the gender gap could increase GDP by an average of 35%. That would make it so that you make probably. Hey, that would make it so that your $300 goes a lot further, doesn't it?
No,
So-
you're not listening. Your whole problem, and I asked you this earlier. I asked you, how do you quantify success? How do you quantify
GDP.
a country doing great? See now, see.
GDP.
Okay, Perfect. Perfect. I am arguing that these nations that you look down on because their GDP is fucking smaller than your nation's GDP are much happier. They're much happier people. And that's what I'm concerned about. I believe 100%, because it is true. Your people are killing themselves. Your people are depressed. Your people are sad. You've done this whole fucking, let me fucking support and fucking give people whatever the fuck they want. And now they're depressed. They're sad. They're killing themselves. All these women that thought that they wanted to go fucking work are like, fuck this shit. Fuck being exploited by some dickhead that doesn't pay me what I rightfully fucking earned. That is paying me less than what is deserved. Just because I wanted to be a boss bitch. That's what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I am speaking the truth. You know I'm speaking the truth. And what I was arguing the whole time is fucking happiness. Happiness, where women are the most fulfilled. I'm not talking about GDP. I'm not talking about, because obviously, the more people you put into a workforce, the more money you're going to generate. It's not rocket fucking science, okay? It's very basic. It's straightforward. You're going to make way more fucking money having way more people. Hey, if you suddenly put 50% of the population into the workforce, no wonder your GDP is going to be higher. No shit. No shit. That's not the argument here. The argument is women are going to be way more fulfilled at home. And they are. And what's my proof? You're depressed as suicidal women in the West.
Tuna? Oh. Tuna? Tuna said BRB.
I know.
Okay, well, I'll just say that there are studies that show that, at least in America, women who work versus women who are stay-at-home, the women who stay at home in America tend to be more depressed, economically vulnerable, etc., etc. What would you say in response to that, Qorantos?
Economically vulnerable because they're not making an income. I bet you that's what they're trying to say. But what they don't understand is that these women are being provided for. And hell, if they ever feel like their marriage is fucked, their marriage is trash, they could exit with 50% of the fucking money, 50% of the assets, 50% of everything. So economically vulnerable, I'm not gonna take that. And in the West, no fucking wonder housewives would probably be slightly fucking more depressed, because they're seeing all of this propaganda about women being fucking empowered by going to work, of fucking working for Jeffrey Bezos and Elon Musk. They're like, oh my god, this is the life that I could have had. I could have been a boss bitch, but now I'm a stay-at-home mom. It's the propaganda that's brainwashing them and is making them depressed 100%.
I'm going to tell you right now, Q, I agree with you that people are more depressed under capital than otherwise. But we're not talking about whether or not society benefits people. We're talking about whether or not people benefit society in a bigger role. And when it comes down to it, there are objective markers that say that having an integrated workforce has more productivity, has more income for the men, more income, not less, more income for the men, and a bigger payoff in reducing gender barriers across different development paths. That meaning that women aren't just staying at the bottom doing all these tedious jobs and getting and having a terrible life, but they actually get to move on up. So this idea that we're exploiting the women by doing this, the exploitation is actually happening when the only job they're able to reasonably pursue, because we have a mostly male working force in this hypothetical, are those entry-level jobs. Remember when we were just starting to integrate women into the workforce? Women were understood as not needing to be able to get an income that supports an entire household. It was considered pocket change. That pocket change, while it was a valuable concept at some point for some people, maybe some women are doing it for the pocket change, that's not usually why women are working. And you would admit this yourself. Most people go into work not because, oh my God, I want to buy a new pair of shoes. They do it because they need to support the household too. And the more flexible that we have, the more we are able to deal with temporary economic rough patches, which come from ecological disasters that are occurring more frequently than ever, right? And unless we're able to change the entire world the entire world away from capitalism, those ecological travesties are not going to be coming any less frequently. The entire world operates under one market. So even if you make one nation where this is happening, you would have to change the entire world. Now, unless you can actually get Russia on the phone to drop some nukes and press the big reset button, Earth's clitoris, it's like in there, and it's like to the left, and it's like more of a G-spot type situation where there's a big crater and everybody's, dying because everyone's on fire from fucking napalm and shit. Unless you want to open up the Pandora's box of war and start the world over, we're just living with the economy that we have. We're living with strong capitalist powers and also other nations essentially being employees of those grander nations.
This is what I'm gonna tell you. The entire point of the prompt, because surprise, surprise, I came up with it. So I know the fucking point is about fulfillment. Fulfillment. Obviously, if you got 50% of the work, because I'll repeat what I said when you weren't here. If you get 50% of the workforce in, you're gonna be making way more money. Of course, your GDP is gonna be higher. I'm not arguing against the financial side of things, because obviously it makes sense to put in more people that you could fucking exploit, that you could finesse. Obviously, sure. But I'm telling you right now that fulfillment-wise, happiness-wise, women that are staying at home, raising their children, being provided for, are much, much more happier and fulfilled than the women that have to go out there, fucking break their backs and work for another man's fucking money. And you can't even argue against that, because you've said yourself that capitalism is exploitative. Capitalism is probably a fucking negative on the human psyche. It fucking makes you depressed. It makes you sad. You literally agree with every single one of my points. You agree with them. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You need to understand. Now, if you were talking financially, then we're on the same page. Financially, it would make sense for a country's GDP, for a country's fucking money, for their power to just have more people in the workforce. But that's not what we're arguing. We need to be on the same page on this. So I'm getting you on the same page. We're arguing about fulfillment and happiness and being content, and where women serve best, and that's being mothers. Because guess what? Contrary to popular belief in your soil lands, a man can't do a woman's job. A man cannot be a woman. A man cannot actually fucking do the things a mother could do. I could get 100 fucking tech support customer service Andes. I can't get a dude to be a mother. I can't get a dude to breastfeed. I can't get a dude to nurture a child a way a mother could. No shot. No, you said men and women complement each other. Well, guess what? They also do in the household. That's where the women are serving best, and that's where they need to be, in my opinion. And in all reality, to be fair. But, it is what it is.
It's not all reality, though. It's not all reality. No, listen. Because if it was all reality, we wouldn't be where we are now. And we didn't get here voluntarily, right? The reason that we are where we are now is because we had to adapt to the new world, including the people that were exploiting men before, quote unquote, and then they're now moving to exploiting women. The idea that women in the workforce have a worse situation than they do in the home, including women that don't want to reproduce, don't want to raise kids, because this is the other thing that you haven't mentioned. You know who is really bad at being a mother? I know you probably do, because you know what white people are. People who don't want to be moms. People who don't want to be moms are terrible mothers. It's one of the main problems that we have in society.
Exploit those people. Yeah, you know what? Exploit those people. I'll give you a couple of women, okay? I'm like an NBA GM. The ones that think that they don't want children, you get to exploit those. I have no problem with that.
But that's what we're doing now.
In all reality, this is what I'm going to tell you. In all reality, I believe for a fact that if the world, without us fucking tampering with it, like you said, if we just let things be, it would be the way that I'm saying. Because women want to fucking be provided for. Are you telling me that women don't want to be provided for? Please, I would love to know your opinion. Do you think that there would be, percentage-wise, do you think that there are more or less women that would say that they would love to be provided for and taken care of by a man? I'd love to know.
That's not the point. And I want to clear this. I'm answering your question. I'm answering your fucking I'm answering your question, you fucking nimwit.
Please fucking
Please.
do.
Please,
Your food
please,
looks
please.
incredibly
Please fucking
unappetizing,
do.
by the way. It's looking incredibly unappetizing. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, a home-cooked meal.
Ooh,
It really
looks
scares you,
nice.
doesn't it? Anyway. Now let's go into it. Let's go into it, Mr. Traditionalist. Oh my god, a man's eating food that was cooked for him. I feel like you actually have some repressed fear about this in the end. No. So, men and women don't have a unidirectional support system. They actually support one another. Because everybody inside of a house supports one another, because the distribution of labor has always been such. Whether or not you are raising a child, or whether or not you are providing resources from outside of the home and then bringing them in. I will agree with you on one thing, because there's only one woman's job in the end of the day, which is shooting a baby out of her womb, right? There's nothing else that is inherently a woman's job. There's nothing else that men and women can't do for one another, but there are things that their bodies are better at. Now, there are two different types of things. There are jobs that women are better at. There are jobs that only women can do. We can throw that away, because that doesn't matter. This is totally useless. But when it comes down to jobs that women are better at, we recognize that the tasks of the house are not all inside of that domain. Women don't want to do all the tasks in the house. That's one of the biggest complaints of people everywhere, is that they want men to take up more work in the workplace. And if men are going to take on that burden, well, it makes sense that women need to take on the burden in another place, right? You would agree that theoretically, if we were to go back to this traditional model, women would just have to shut up. They would just have to shut up and put up, hey, I'm the one in the mines. I'm the one drilling for oil, and you're in here using your tit as a geyser of milk for our child. You are supporting one another in that dynamic. Now, why is that support any less legitimate if it is not between a heterosexual couple, which is raising a child? Why is that support any less legitimate if instead the woman gives birth to the child? This is a different situation. The woman gives birth to the child, and then the man operates as the house worker, and the woman operates as the skill worker.
If you could find a woman that's willing to go fucking work for you and get you to be the stay-at-home dad, take the deal. Oh my god! If you find a woman as fucking willing to go fucking work for your ass, and then at the end of the month, okay, when the fucking check drops, okay, she gets the bag, and she gives you X amount, and she's like, "Yo, go take care of whatever you need." Bro, I'll take it, the fucking deal. I'll be a stay-at-home. Are you fucking crazy? But guess what? Men are women are wired completely differently. When women get a bunch of money, they say, I'm a boss, bitch. I don't need no man. When a man gets a lot of money, he says, it's time to make a family. It's time to get married, because I could finally provide for my wife and kids. So if you could find this diamond in the fucking rough, okay? If you could find this fucking gem of a woman, take the deal. But you're not. You said I'm the idealistic one. Now you're the delusional one. It's not even idealistic. This is delusion. But I'm sure there's a 1 in a billion out there.
Qorantos.
Take the deal,
the
boys.
difference here. Qorantos, you're operating on this thing. You said men and women have a different psychology. Men and women have different things that they want. But you're spending your entire time here saying how much you wish you were a woman. You wish you were a woman. You wish you were born in the role where people want to support you because you're sexy. But you're not sexy enough to be supported.
On Twitch, no. Listen. To be fair, I've been telling my chat that I'll transition for the past 3 months minimum. Because on Twitch, if I was a big titty e-girl, Lord have mercy, I'd be fucking shining. Okay, that $300 would have been $30,000. Okay, I'd have been shining. So yes, I have taken some L's due to what I decided to fucking commit an incredible amount of time to. But I'm very happy being a man. Why would I want to be a woman? I'm not mentally ill. I'm very happy with who I am.
Because you would be supported. If you would take this deal as a man, the only real question that you have is whether or not you would be willing to deal with being married to a man. But you could be a lesbian. I would love to see you as a lesbian. I would actually really be turned on by seeing you as a lesbian, Qorantos.
Hey, yo, relax.
You've got that Whoopi Goldberg look, right?
Okay, dude. Now we're being disrespectful at this point. Okay, at least say
She's a sexy woman.
At least say, oh, okay. Listen. Okay, great
Inner
take.
prime. Inner
Great,
prime.
great take. Okay, I'm not that woke. I can't say that. Okay, because I'll be lying through my teeth. But check this out. You need to. You didn't answer my question actually. When
What's
I
your
said,
question?
wouldn't the vast majority of women choose to be provided for? You gave me a long-winded answer. Fucking insert 10 fucking big words for no reason. It's a pretty straightforward. Yes or no.
Qorantos, I want to ask you really quick. Was the debate between a person who thinks that women should only be in the workforce versus people that think that women should only be in the home? Or was it
No.
between somebody who believes that women should choose where they work and somebody who says we should encourage women to be inside of the home instead? Because I believe it was the latter.
No, you
So if you're asking
bastardized
me,
the fucking prompt. The prompt was simply, hey, are women best served at being stay-at-home moms or being in the workforce? That's it. Nobody spoke about compulsion. Nobody spoke about forcing them to do something against their will. Because I do believe
So-
in freedom of will. Okay,
when it
I'm
comes
just saying
to
that they would be better served at home.
when it comes down to it, though, the nations that we're accounting for, where women are able to work, these are places that have a higher GDP. These are places where men actually make more money based on their economic circumstance. These are places that are on the top of the world economy. These are the places that every time that they can, they're able to send people to dominate any nation that they want, and they can also pull out with basically no side effects because it turns out that we actually are the kingpin of the entire world. What happens when we
That's
go?
untrue. No, that's untrue. You think people
When
in
we go
third
to
world
war,
nations
hey.
can't provide for their wives? You think they can't do that? They are in the same predicament that Western men are in. They
Say it
could
again?
still provide for them. They just need to work extra fucking hard. You think people in like fucking Thailand, for example, or in Congo, or whatever, do you think they can't actually provide? In fact, I'd say the poorer you are, the more likely that you have a woman and you have 1 billion children, to be honest. And the more likely that you are being happy, being fulfilled, being content. These are the real markers of success to me. Your GDP, happiness. And guess where people are happier? When they could provide for their women, take care of the house, and have a bunch of babies. This is simply the truth.
What you're looking at currently and what you're proposing is a causal relationship, but I'm going to say it's actually not causal, but two things coming from the same source. People that have a lot of kids, people that live inside of these nations that aren't doing very well, people that are really happy, what do they all have in common? They're stupid. They're low IQ. They're not very smart.
I hate this argument. Yeah. Go on. It's a
No,
terrible
it's
argument.
a fact, though.
The idiots are the ones that are repopulating the world, and the smart people are the ones that are deciding not to have children. Is the nastiest fucking argument on planet Earth. Because what quantifies intelligence to you? What fucking shows who's high IQ and who's low IQ? A fucking education? A high school degree? A university degree? What is it?
So if you look into what IQ is the ability to recognize patterns. And the reason that IQ is valuable is because it's a very good way of recognizing whether or not a person is very adaptable and whether or not a person is good at problem solving. This is universally valuable. No matter what you end up doing in life, the ability to recognize patterns and solve problems is the number one marker of whether or not you are going to be successful in life. Whether or not it's in nature, where you're going to be able to recognize patterns of being predated, recognize patterns of the things that you are predating. This is why IQ actually has been the primary driver of human dominance over the entire world. Humans are smarter than pretty much every other animal that shares their location of competition. All of these other animals that we found, there are two things for humans. It's number one, our intelligence, and two, our ability to cooperate due to language and such. But the point is, across the board, being smart is more valuable to survival. Another thing that smart people are really good at is that they don't overpopulate, right, inside of an area. And you can talk about overpopulation in the entire world. I agree that that's a myth. But one of the things that if we didn't have any smart people making up for the fact that poor people overproduce by themselves,
that's insane, by the way. If we didn't have smart people making up for poor people, it's as if poor is equals retarded. That's
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Nasty all across the board.
You know what? The only thing nasty I'm not even going to go into it. When we're looking at all these rich people and they're focusing exclusively on working and improving the economy, coming up with new technologies that improve people's lives, make it so that little babies that are born with cancer don't die and they actually get entered in the work market, we're finding more value for society coming from those people. When it comes down to it, the smarter that people are, and women are doing better in college than men by a far degree, it seems to be because women are more interested in going into high academia than men, because men are more fulfilled by manual labor.
What do they pick? What do they pick when they go into high academia? What, do they enter any of the STEM fields?
Yes, actually, they're doing real good in STEM.
So you're telling me, percentage-wise, of the women that go to university, that there are way more women on average that are going into STEM than into other retarded degrees? Because that's what I call them.
No, I'm not saying that there are more going in. I'm saying that I'm saying there are more coming out. And that's the great thing when you look at men inside of education. We are leaving, we are exiting, because the financial implications of education are worse than they've ever been. The prospects for a person that doesn't do very, very well in education are worse than ever. And men right now, I actually think this is a good thing. Men should be going into manual labor. Because what is it that men are better at? What makes us feel fulfilled? What are our bodies uniquely tuned to? It's the fact that we have wider shoulders, denser muscles. It's the fact that we can actually fill a role with our body that makes us feel fulfilled.
Time out. You now take biological differences into account when fucking categorizing men and putting them where they're best served. But when it comes to women, freedom of choice, let them choose whatever they want to choose. You're kind of being a fucking hypocrite right now. You can't fucking have your cake and eat it too. You gotta pick one.
I actually can, and this is why, Q. This is why, Q.
Of course.
This is why, Q. Because I'm not saying that men are forced to go in those situations. I'm saying that men are. Hey, badoo.
You're so mad at me the entire time. When did I ever fucking force woman? When did I ever force woman? When did I ever force woman?
I'm right. When
did I ever force woman? You look like fucking autistic eye dubs. I just realized that when you took the fucking glasses off. Lord have mercy. I'm fucking uncanny at this point. Listen to me. When have I ever spoke about forcing women to do anything against their will? You need to understand, your arguments are fucking retarded. You're arguing against shadows. I'm right here. I know I'm black, but goddamn, I'm not that dark. Argue against me, nigga. I'm not saying that women are forced to do these things. I'm saying biologically, fucking mentally, it's like everything, psychologically, all of it. Women are better served being stay-at-home moms, housewives, than being in a fucking workforce. And now you're like, no, actually, men are better served in manual labor. I believe that women are. They should take over.
No, that's the thing, though. Hey. I'm saying that women are better at high academia. Men are better at manual labor, and both are attuned towards taking care of children. That's what I'm saying. You're in this idea that men are outside of the house and women are inside of the house.
No, who's better? Who's better at taking care of children? Men or women?
Men, probably.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Based on what?
Because they don't have postpartum depression. They don't end up killing their children after giving birth to them.
Oh, yeah, because it's such a big fucking percentage of women that are chopping their babies' heads because they're depressed.
No, it just has to be any percentage over 1. Do you think that more children are killed by women or men? Right?
Oh,
do you want to look this up?
God. So you're like, even if it's 0.0001, oh, now we gotta look into it. Now it's such a big fucking crisis. Look at all these women murdering babies. Bro, this is why I don't fucking take you study Andy seriously. Because you would say some retarded shit like that. It has to be 80% above 0. Did you really honestly say that with a straight face? It has to be any percentage above 0 for the statement.
Any percent above 0 answers is the necessary conditions to say whether or not someone is better or worse on that metric. That is the amount.
Because the metric of being good at raising your child is, would you fucking kill
it
your
probably
baby
mostly
or not?
has to do with keeping them alive, actually. I think that's the most important part of raising a child, is making sure that they get through childhood.
That is such a fucking bad faith argument. It is insane.
You're projecting because you would be a really bad father, right? Because you wouldn't love your child.
I wouldn't fucking know I don't have a fucking child.
You
Okay?
wouldn't know how to
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know how to love a child.
If my child looks like you, touchdown.
It would be because the mailman fucked him. Your child won't look like me. Your child won't look me.
Listen. If my child looked like you, it's any. What did you say? Any fucking percentage point above 0, it might be in those percentage points. Okay, the judge's going GG's, or I'll give him off to the fucking hyenas. He'll be terrorism. This shit. But listen to me. You need to understand the fact that, first of all, you said women are smarter than men, right?
Women are outperforming. Women are outperforming men in school.
Therefore, do you believe? So, do you believe that women are smarter than men? Then?
No, I think that women are go-getters and that men are quitters.
So you don't believe that women are smarter than men. You just believe that women hustle harder than men.
Yeah, I think that women are more realistic with their dreams.
Oh, even the same women,
men could never.
Even the same women that say that, their ideal husband needs to be making $500,000 a year, and that's the average. Even those women that you think they're idealistic or they're realistic, you really believe that? You really believe between a man and a woman is the much more realistic one, and is the one that is willing to make the most sacrifices. My nigga, the greatest sacrifice a woman could make is being at home, raising her child, being taken care of, being comfortable, and you're saying no. They're all going to work.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now.
Chasing retarded dreams.
Qorantos. First off, your mom made the sacrifice of giving birth to you, and I'm so sad that she did. Number 2.
The greatest woman of all time. Absolutely. I'd say
the greatest woman of all time. We have statues dedicated to her. Or was that... Because she's so unimportant.
Jenner, and I will win. And I will literally win Woman of the Year. And I could only be a woman for 1 month. Okay, the competition is not that hard.
You could only be a woman for 1 month? Do you have some kind of like...
No, I'm saying I could be a woman for 1 month and win Woman of the Year. I could do that. Because I'm him. I mean, technically, I'll be here at that point, but you get what I'm trying to say. I still fucking get it. Stop.
I'm that bitch. Go ahead and put that on his fucking tombstone. No.
I could be.
This is what I'm trying to say. Women have higher expectations than men. No doubt. Women have fantastical dreams. They think of all of these beautiful lives that they could live, and we nurture those dreams. But guess what? Women don't live those lives, and they do settle down. And that means that almost every woman is adeptly skilled due to the fact that they have these fruity little brains that imagine like ponytail fantasies where every man has $500,000 a year and every man's penis is 12 inches long, while yours is 13. I absolutely know.
It really is. But you believe that they're realistic. You said all of these things, and you still said, yeah, women are more realistic, though.
Yeah, because they actually... No, because listen... Because when they get an opportunity, they actually settle for it. Why is it that the beta buck's phenomenal?
Thank you. Why are they being paid less then? Why? When you say women are being exploited, it's because they're fucking agreeable as fuck. There you fucking go. You're naming all the problems that women face in the workforce. They're agreeable. They fucking get a contract that is paying them way less than a fucking man, right? Because they're being finessed. The guy's fucking finessing them, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'll take it. But the dude is disagreeable. And I'd rather have a fucking disagreeable dude than an agreeable fucking woman out in the fucking workforce. The man is going to fight for his right.
Q, you've already lost the workplace argument. I'll remind you.
I really
no
did.
matter what Hey. Listen. Okay, good. We finally got through to you. I'm sorry. You have to listen to another fucking Yakubian whisper into your damn ear. But what I'm trying to tell you right now is that women being agreeable, fulfill a role inside of the workplace that men don't. There are a lot of jobs that, frankly, are really hard to do. So let's go ahead and look at hospitals. Let's look at beaten women shelters. People working at the beaten women shelters. Do you want to be a beaten women shelter? You would rather they stay under the protection of their man, wouldn't you? I think that that's one of the biggest questions. When it comes down to it, really stressful situations, women are adeptly skilled towards. When it comes to men, their disagreeableness is a personality flaw in many jobs. When it comes to having an adaptable workforce that fills all of the many complicated roles that society produces, Only a open gender model would actually fulfill it. If you had men working the jobs that exist right now that women are being attracted towards more than anything, they would be pissing their pants, they'd be crying, they'd be committing an even
Your
heavier suicide
entire
rate than they already
argument,
are.
Tuna, your entire argument is dependent upon the fact that women outperform men in certain jobs. If you want to tell me right now that you're comfortable just limiting women to those jobs, I'll give you the W. I'll give you the W
No.
right now. Say it. No. Then shut
No.
the fuck up about it. Then shut
Listen,
the fuck up about it.
listen
Then
to me, listen to me.
because most women
Ooh,
probably
ooh.
won't be picking those jobs. So
Oh
shut
my
the fuck
God.
up.
Oh
Most
my
women
God.
won't fucking go out into the world and say, you know what, I want to be a customer support agent. That's what I want to fucking do. Every single time you've interacted with a customer support agent, please, for the love of God, and be honest, you fucking lying demon. How many of those people were men versus women? The vast majority were men. Your entire argument is like, hey, some places women actually perform better than men. But I'm not willing to fucking actually have some balls and have fucking guts and say that I'm willing to fucking put women in those jobs only because that's where they serve society best and that's where they fucking help capitalism be at its greatest. You're not willing to say that. You're just like, hey, actually, some places women are better than men. But am I willing to tell them to just work those jobs? No. Then your point is fuck. I don't care about your point then. Because at least I have the fucking balls to say I would much rather have them at home than anywhere else. Fuck all that other shit. I don't give a fuck if they're marginally better at dudes when it comes to fucking being, I don't know, fucking customer support people. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Because the gap between that and staying at home and raising children is way higher. The gap is way bigger. But you don't have the balls. You don't have the fucking guts. You're a pussy.
I'm going to go into this really quick with you. It's going to be hard. You're going to have so much a lack of fun. The percentage of customer service agents which are female has always been above 63%. It is currently at a peak. It has gone up. It went down to 63 at its dip. Now it's at around 67%. Now, for you, that's going to be a little bit different because the only customer service that you call is Blue Chew or fucking, I don't know what else that you're calling. I know that your pills haven't been working for a while.
You are projecting. I am not low T like you. You're projecting. I wake up with a boner every day. Please go on.
Okay, now that you're done expressing all of your insecurities and doubling them up, what I want to say is that women actually go towards the jobs that they're good at. All of the jobs that women would be bad at, women avoid. And your side talks about this all the time. That fucking video of the three men inside of a big muddy machine, and they're like, "Why aren't women trying to work these jobs?" It's because they're reasonable. They go towards the jobs that they're better at. They don't go towards jobs that they're bad at because they get fired. They're bad at the thing, and then they don't sustain in them. People move towards the jobs that they're better at. They always have. Except for, and this is right, men, because they become streamers that make $300 a month on a good month. They're not even going towards the jobs that they're good at because men are obsessed with men are dreamers. We've always been. We love to think that we're so important. We want to support an entire household. And that's why you're caught inside of this dream that even though the economic circumstances have changed in the world, you're still going to be the main provider. I need my woman to be doing the work at the household. And you know what? If I can't do it, then we're going to have to change the entire world to be that way. That's a fucking narcissistic dream. You're an idiot.
Yeah, oh, it's so narcissistic that I'm willing to be the one who actually works his ass off for somebody else.
You are willing. You're demanding. You demand that you are the one.
No, I literally said, if the system can't support it, then the system is fucking trash. Is that not true? If the system can't support a fucking one singular person being able to provide for his family as it did in the past, then the system is broken. The system is absolutely broken.
Disagree.
Then you're a capitalist Andy, which is fine. I don't really care. Cool. I don't really mind.
Andy.
I don't mind. I don't mind. But don't
need to be a capitalist Andy.
Don't lie to me and talk about I'm a fucking narcissist because I want to fucking provide for somebody else. That is insane. And the whole idea of women are realistic. They don't go for jobs that they're not fucking good at. Oh, I promise you. The whole fucking feminist idea of we should be CEOs, we should be fucking board of director members, we should be in all of these high fucking positions. They recognize they're fucking lazy. That's the truth. They recognize that they're willing to fucking take the fucking great jobs that men have worked fucking decades for, but are not willing to do the jobs that are tough, that are manual. They can't handle it. So stay at home. It's that simple. Stay at home and get taken care of. But that's crazy. To you, that's crazy. To you, that's me being a narcissist.
Stardust, do you think that it's narcissistic of Qorantos that he wants you to stay in the kitchen while he takes the camera? Do you think that it's narcissistic of him that he thinks that he deserves the viewers that you have in your chat to be inside of his so that he can provide for you? Isn't it really interesting?
Straw man.
For $300?
It's not a straw man.
It's
not a straw man. No, Qorantos.
For $300 a month, man, he better be making more than $300 a month. That's what I'm saying.
That is absolutely 100% correct. That is absolutely 100% correct. And surprise, that's why I'm not in a relationship. You need to be able to financially provide for your woman. I don't live in contradiction. No, 1 second. I don't live in contradiction because I will never fucking say something that I don't believe in, unlike you. If I can't provide for my woman, I'm not gonna get a woman till I could provide for her. It's that basic. All the fucking shaming in the world cannot fucking change that. It can't change it. It's the reality. You need to fucking be able to take it in and accept it. I know it's rough for you to fucking find somebody who does not contradict himself every 10 seconds because you're used to it. You're a lefty. Those are your people. I know you're fucking used to people contradicting themselves and being hypocrites. You just were a hypocrite when you said you wanted men to do the manual labor because that's what they're fucking good at. That's what their bodies are made for. But oh my god, the woman with a little fucking womb in her fucking body. You know what? No. You know, I think she could still be a very good customer support agent. Hypocrite!
Women are great at all kinds of jobs, including ones that are very intellectual. I know that'd be a challenge for you because you don't actually know the experiences and the skills necessary for those jobs. But that's because me and you are like cavemen. We're like animals, right? We're knuckle-dragging idiots. Because men are not actually as adaptable and skilled as women in a lot of things. If we're going to go into the bioessentialist argument, I'm going to agree with you. But here's the thing. The bioessentialist argument doesn't support the idea that women are supposed to stay inside of the house when they're not pregnant. When they're pregnant, it's good to stay inside of the house because you were vulnerable. When you have a child that is inside of that gestational period, somebody needs to take care of it. But guess what? The umbilical cord's been cut. The embryonic fluid has dissipated. The child walks free, and whoever is available, whoever is the least skilled inside of the job market, whoever is able to make more money, even if you want to have a one-parent model, whoever's able to make more money because they are more skilled, their skills are more demanded, whatever it wants to be.
And who's that usually? Who's that usually? Who's that usually?
Who's that usually?
Yeah, is it the man or the woman?
We're moving very closely to it always being the woman.
No.
Hey,
I don't give a I don't give a wait. No, that's not an answer. No, I am gonna yell over you for eternity if you don't answer my question. Who's the one who's able to do that today? The man or the woman?
The woman. Look at OnlyFans. Look at OnlyFans.
So all women do OnlyFans? All women are capable of making 100,000 on OnlyFans. Stardust. He's giving you great advice right now. He's telling you go make an OnlyFans. You'd be making 100,000.
I can't make 100,000.
No. He just said. It's like me saying men make a lot of money and using LeBron James as an example. Was there some fucking crack in your fucking food? So again, the bad faith. Let's reduce the bad faith. I'll ask you one more time. Everything you just said about the one who makes more money, whose skills are more in demand, who's more needed in fucking in the workforce. Who's that? Is it the man or the woman?
The good face? You want the good face?
Yeah. Is it the man or the woman? Yeah. Go. Sure ahead.
No. Right. I'm still answering the question. Right now, it is moving towards women because the people who make more money are usually the people that are more educated, and women are the ones that are getting better academic.
No. That's all I needed. So it's currently the men. So men.
No, it's currently women. It's currently women.
How is it moving towards women when it's already women?
Women are doing better in academia. They are getting higher paying jobs.
Brother, you just said it's moving towards women, but it's already women. How the fuck is it moving towards somewhere it already is?
You yourself, The red pill itself acknowledges that this problem of hypergamy is. Let me finish my fucking point. That this problem of hypergamy is being exacerbated by the fact that women are doing better and men are doing worse inside of education. And now it's not a relevant point of discussion because it points out a contradiction inside of your idea, right? It points out the fact that you're an idealistic moron that doesn't actually care about the here and now.
I'm
Doesn't
an
care about
idealistic moron. You're
adaptability.
the man who just literally said, hey, it is moving towards women, but it currently is women. Could you move towards somewhere you already are?
Yeah. The scales are tipping further and further.
If you're at 0, could you move to 0? How the fuck? Am I tripping?
I'm not saying that we're at 0.
You couldn't even concede the simple fact that it currently is men who are making more money, whose jobs are more in demand.
That's what you sound like every time you talk, by the way.
Whose skills
There's
are
a
more
little
required.
impersonation of you.
You couldn't even say, "Oh my god." I mean, I'm used to the bad faith, but you know,
No, I'm telling you right now.
You're pretty good for an hour and a half. I swear to God, I'm proud of you. You know, you're better than most.
I'm still doing well.
Listen, you know, when it comes to bad faith, you completely have.
I want you to hear this because you're going on this tangent about this like weird math thing. I'm not saying that we're at 0%. I'm saying that we're already leaning towards women, as in women are doing better. The scale is if women are here and men are here, we are leaning towards women, or I guess it's this way because it'd be heavier, right? That's how the scale works.
Women are doing better than men, yet women are the ones that are constantly bitching that they're getting paid less than men, they're being exploited more than men, they're being fucked over more than men.
Yeah, that's a bullshit talking point from idiots. They're not being paid less than men.
Those idiots being the same women you said are realistic and rational.
Nope, because there's a difference between women and feminists. You don't know the difference because you can't actually see it. But there is a difference between women that are working women and actually look into studies and care about these things, and then people who, let's be honest, there are a lot of people out there that just want to sit on their high horse and have money given to them. They want to look real pretty. You want to be one of them. You want to transition so that for 1 month you can make all of that money on the stream and boost your numbers and get all this paycheck. There are a lot of women that are stupid. And there are so many men that are stupid. When it comes to, well, I don't know the ratio on it. Don't try and do that. But the whole point here is that just because there are stupid men doesn't mean that all men are stupid. Just because there are stupid women doesn't mean all women are stupid. The pay gap, as it is understood.
Your first example of women making more than men and it leaning towards that direction was OnlyFans.
I'll admit.
I'll admit.
I'm admitting that one was me just trying to be flamboyant and make a little joke. But number one, it is the fact that there are actually objective markers where women are doing better economically than men. Period.
Yeah,
that's just where we are.
A minority of women are doing better than a bunch of men. You're telling me right now. You're telling me, yeah. So you agree with that? I'm speaking.
Hey. If we want to talk about ways to improve the nation, I would make it so that all education is free. Because then I think that it would make it so that all women, the women that aren't inside of education, would be able to get inside of it and would be using a lot more of our human capital. But when it comes down to it, the women that are going into education are doing better than the men that are getting into education. The women that are not going into education, of course, they're not going to do better in education than men. They're not going into education. So it's really as simple as that.
What would you say? What would you say the reason is as to why women are doing better than men when they enter these STEM fields, for example? Even though it's a much lesser percentage of women than men that are entering these fields, they're still outperforming. Hey. According to you, I don't even know whether that's true. I don't even know whether that's true. That's according to you.
I'm telling you right now, I acknowledge that there are tons of women and men going into fields that are totally stupid. If I changed it, I would make it so that we only give funding towards fields that actually improve society. So sorry, philosophy degrees, you're shit out of luck. Sorry, anybody that is.
Who gets to dictate that shit? You're willing to make these fucking
government. The government, because that's how subsidization works.
You're willing to make these fucking rules because it's all for what? To improve society, increase the GDP, increase people's fucking ability to spend, and do that. That's your entire metric. Even if somebody's fucking he grew up listening to philosophers, or she grew up listening to philosophers, they want to fucking do philosophy. You're like, no, I'm willing to take that fucking choice, right? Or I'm willing to take the possibility of you being fucking paid for to do that type of shit. And I want to put you in somewhere that's actually going to help society. That's not even what I'm fucking proposing for women. I'm proposing that it's a suggestion. Stay at home because it's better for you. I'm not forcing it. You're like, I'm willing to actually fucking legislate shit that makes it way fucking harder for people taking useless degrees to actually go fucking take them.
Guys, I hate to cut it short, but we've gone over 30 minutes, a little bit over 30 minutes. So I think Doobie is running late, but I that's why I let it run over a little bit. But I wanna like keep it short and sweet. So why don't we end it here? If you guys have any last 30-second things to say, go right ahead. And then at, I think, 11 p.m. Eastern, Doobie is going to argue about why having gay sex is actually straight. So,
agree! If you're the top. If you're the top. You could never be gay if you're the top. It's just
Eating a blowjob is bottoming. Let me just add that to discussion before I have to leave.
Well, if you guys want to join, it's gonna be free for all at 11 p.m. with Doobie basically arguing with everybody. So, yeah, 30 seconds. You guys want to give your final closing statement? Thank you for joining me.
You gave me the opener. I want to give you the closer, man.
You know, I'll take it. Listen, at the end of the day, me and Mr. Tuna, we agree on a couple of things. We agree on the fact that the world is fucking concerned about just doing the shit that makes the most money. The world is fucking capitalistic as fuck, and it really does not give a fuck about your happiness. I'm against that. I believe that people should be doing things that make them happiest and things that they're biologically in tune with. And one of those things are the men going out to work and the women staying at home. Now, there were a bunch of contradictions and hypocrisies from Tuna when he spoke about the fact that he wants men doing manual labor because that's what their bodies are built for, but he doesn't want women staying at home even though they literally have wombs and they literally historically were the ones that stayed behind and raised the fucking children, right? When he was talking about the fact towards the end here, what was it? Where he said, when it comes to fucking academia, I would rather fucking cut funding from all these useless degrees and just put them all towards STEM to improve society. The guy's a society Andy. He's willing to take all happiness on earth to increase fucking production. He's like, fuck doing what you're happy with, do what actually pays you more. I'm against that notion. I want people to do what's happiest for them, what's right for them, what God made them for. That's about it.
Cool. I'll make my final statement. Anybody that believes in God is a total idiot. The world has a very simple way of functioning. People are happy when they do something that makes them feel like they are productive. So people move towards the job individually that their skills are most set to. The only way to make sure that everybody is in the right position inside of society is to allow them a free exploration of skills and a free exploration of the economic market, whether that's you're going to be a mother, you're going to be a worker, or you're going to just do anything. Going to the military, it doesn't really matter. When it comes down to it, people are their best legislator when it comes towards engaging with society because the state is actually very good at supporting things that are productive for that society, whether or not it's education into certain fields, which have a reuptake, or if it's subsidizing people that are taking care of children, whether or not that's going to be subsidizing mothers. I do think, Qorantos would agree, that people should be able to be paid by the state to be mothers so that mothers that want to be mothers can be mothers instead of being reliant on a man. I would hope you would believe this because otherwise you just want the ugly women to starve on the vine. At the end of the day, it's good. It's a strict improvement to allow people to self-legislate because we're also then making it so that it's not on the state's shoulders to figure out one by one what everybody is able to do best. That's a ridiculous amount of oversight for the state to go about. And honestly, if you don't like civilization Andes, you're definitely not going to like the world that tries to organize people by force. Anyway, that's my statement. I'm Tunachip. I'm going to be right here on twitch.tv. We're going to be streaming next on Saturday. So hopefully you guys can go ahead and see that.
Thank you so much.
I fucking forgot. Twitch.tv/Qorantos. Qorantos. We never break TOS, I promise.
So what is it Tunachip TV or just Tunachip?
It's Tunachip. Tunachip TV is my Twitter. So feel free to follow Tunachip TV on Twitter, but it's just straight Tunachip. I'm lucky enough to have gotten that one. But for some reason, some no post Andy owns Tunachip on Twitter. If anybody wants to throw a pipe bomb through the Twitter HQ, that is not active. That is not active. It has nothing inside of it. But what happens is it's like an Acme toy that instead of an explosion, just one big ribbon says.
And
Let
it's
Tunachip
also in
have that
Roblox.
Twitter.
It's in Minecraft. It's in GTA RP. Okay, it's in GTA RP.
Mhm.
It's not real.